Hey everybody, this is Dan from Mechanical Malarkey. Today I'm going to show you how to fix a 2012 to 2015 Honda Civic that stumbles on hard acceleration. The engine stumbles around 3000 RPM when accelerating because there's a split in the air tube between the air filter box and the throttle body. Normally there's not really an air leak here, but when the engine is making a lot of torque and twisting, it can open up this crack and let unmetered air in and confuse the computer, causing it to cut power briefly. These are the tools you'll need to change your air intake tube. A 10mm socket on an extension, a 5.5mm socket on a ratchet, and you'll need some kind of pliers. I had to try a couple different kinds while I was doing this job, so you might just have to figure out what works for you and what you have. To remove the air filter box, you need to disconnect the mass airflow sensor. It's a tight squeeze up here, you got your hands in, but there's a tab on the back of the connector, and then pull it off towards the back. Then there is that green harness clip in there. It can be hard to get in there if you want to not break it by getting in the backside here and squeezing the tabs in. If you can squeeze your way in with some needle nose pliers. Next, you need to loosen this clamp. This is a 5.5mm bolt. You don't want to remove it completely, just loosen it enough that you can get the hose off of the air filter box. Then you need to remove the duct going into the airbox. It should just pull right off. Then there are two 10mm bolts. Now you can remove the entire airbox. In the back on the bottom there is a peg in the car and a grommet on the box that goes around that peg. So you'll need to pull up on that to pop that off. Slide the tube off. And then pull the whole airbox out. There's the peg and there's the grommet. And to remove the air tube, once the air filter box is out, first I have to disconnect this tube. There's a hose clamp here, so you get some pliers that can get you the angle you need to loosen that, and then pull that straight out. It'll be easier to show you on this new one here. These hold a few hoses and wiring harnesses, so pull those out of those holders. Then, just like the airbox side, on the throttle body side, there's another 5.5mm bolt on a clamp. And with that loose, you should now be able to just pull this right off. When you're installing the new tube, one thing to take note of is this little tab on the throttle body that goes between these two tabs on here. Now to install the tube, just push it onto the throttle body, taking note of that tab. Tighten up the clamp and then put the hoses and harnesses in place in those holders. Squeeze the clamp so you can put the pipe in the hole. Now to reinstall the air filter box, I want to make sure that the mass airflow sensor wire is out of the way and not getting stuck underneath the box. And then maneuver the box into position. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze with a lot of stuff going on with the hose going to the throttle body and the hose coming into the air filter box, as well as the peg in the back. You need to get that in the grommet and then get the two bolts in position. Once you've got the box bolted down and the hose installed onto the air filter box, tighten that clamp, and then reinstall the intake duct tube. And don't forget to plug the mass airflow sensor back in, otherwise your car will not be very happy. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow me on social media on Facebook and Instagram, and read the blog at mechanicalmalarkey.com. Thanks for watching.